Hi, my name is Carly Britt, and I'll be talking about the Nirenberg experiments. So in 1961, Nirenberg teamed up with his postdoc, Mate, and at the time what was understood was that mRNA, ribosomes, and amino acids combined make proteins, but what wasn't understood was which specific nucleotides code for which specific amino acids. In this case, single base codons was their interest, and so the overall goal of his work was to translate the genetic code. So to do this, they needed a cell-free system to control variables. So they extracted cytoplasm and ribosomes from E. coli by crushing them up in a mortar and pestle. And then they took this mixture and they added a homopolymer or poly-U RNA sequence, so just uracils, to this. And they took that mixture and they added it to 20 different amino acids, 19 of which were normal and one which was tagged radioactive. So this was called the hot tube. And the idea was that if the produced protein was radioactive, then the tagged amino acid must be in that protein. And so that codon codes for that protein. Tubes were incubated at 37 degrees C. They precipitated, got filtered, and then they were measured for radioactivity at counts per milligram. So the phenylalanine tube was at about 38,000, while the others were about 70. And so the conclusion was that the triple U codon codes for phenylalanine, and this was repeated for each amino acid to find that CCC codes for proline, AAA codes for lysine, and GGG doesn't actually code for anything. And so in 1964, Nirenberg moved on and worked with Philip later. And at that time, you could synthesize all mRNA codons in the lab, not just homopolymers. And so the question became which codons, not just single base codons, coded for which amino acids. So the goal here was to translate the genetic code, but better this time. So they took synthesized mRNA with known codons or trinucleotides and combined it with ribosomes and amino-acylated tRNAs, which is just a tRNA attached to amino acids. And they had 20 amino acids, again, 19 were normal and one was tagged radioactive. And these were filtered through a nitrocellulose filter. And so the filter paper caught the ribosomes that were bound to mRNA and the specified tRNA that binds to that mRNA. And so the idea here was that if the filter paper was radioactive, then the tested codon coded for that radioactive amino acid. And so the results here was that you could determine which codons coded for which amino acids by repeating for various codon combinations. And Nirenberg was able to identify 61 of the 64 codons. And we now know that those last three are stop codons. And Nirenberg received the Nobel for this in 1968. So this was very significant because his work generated the modern codon dictionary that we use to this day. So here's my sources. These will be posted in the description. And thanks for listening.